everyone, it's Mari for Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be creating this really fun shape card today using the amazing She Shed Barn add-on. This is a really fun set that you can use in coordination with the Barn Builder, Barn Scene Builder dies, stamps, stencils, all kinds of bits that create a really fun bunch of different shape cards. And in this case, I'm going to be creating a She Shed with all of these different sets, including this She Shed Barn add-on, and then this Barn Scene Builder die set as well. I'm going to use the main die here that has the barn shape to create my card base, and I've cut that from some white cardstock. I'm also going to be using the Barn Builder stencils and masks, and I'm starting off here by adding some color to my barn base here with some salvage patina and one of my Honeybee detailed blending brushes here. So I've picked up some of that salvage patina distress oxide ink with my detail brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and add that through the stencil, which I have taped to my glass mat over top of my white cardstock base here. And you can just see that the stencil is a really fun way to add some color. I'm also going to be using the stencil to add a door to my card base as well. I'm adding some detail to the salvage patina with some peacock feathers, distress oxide ink as well, just blending that over top of the salvage patina a little bit, just to give it a little bit of depth, adding those two colors over top of each other in places just to make it look a little bit more dimensional. And here you can just see I'm adding the salvage patina first to the door again, and then I'll add a little bit of detail with that peacock feathers over top. And just love how these stencils and masks work together to create the details with this Barn Scene Builder die base. Super cute. So here you can just see there, I'm adding that peacock feathers over the salvage patina. And when that's all done, I will be ready to move on to the next step of my card. So I'm just going to continue to brush that on till it's nice and solid. Now I have a piece of vellum in my Mini Misty, and I'm stamping this multi-paned door or window onto my vellum. And I've also stamped out a bunch of images here that you can see with some black ink onto some white cardstock, just to add the details, all the details onto my project. Now I'm going to take my barn base to my bone folder, and I'm just going to use my bone folder, onto my scoreboard, and I'm going to use my bone folder and my scoreboard to add some kind of like shiplap lines to my barn. So you can just see that I'm just making sure that I have everything all lined up, and I'm just using this to create these lines on just the white area. So I'm not going to go over top of that door, and I just want it to I want some really subtle lines there to make it look like it's just got some texture, and it's like a siding or shiplap on the outside of my she shed. I'm going to take that piece of vellum that I stamped, and I've got that all trimmed out. I actually just fussy cut that piece because I also added some clear embossing powder over top of the black ink and melted that so that there's a little bit of dimensional inking on this vellum piece. And I just wanted this to kind of look like it's a translucent frosted door on the front of the she shed. And I've added that with some vellum adhesive, and now you can see I've colored and die cut out all of those different pieces from the She Shed stamp set, and I'm going to add them onto my front of my card base here using some dimensional adhesive for the curtains, and I'm just using my Honeybee tweezers to get those on over top of that vellum door. What I really love about that vellum window / door is that it is, it's translucent, so you can see the inking behind it. It just looks kind of cool. Like I said, it looks like a frosted window or door. So it looks like a window with the curtains on it, but if you wanted to change that to a door, you could totally do that for the she shed. You wouldn't have to use those curtains over top, but I just kind of like that look. I think it looks really cute. And now you can just see I'm going to add the chandelier to the top. The fun thing about this is you can decorate your she shed however you want. I've got some of the little planters die cut out, colored and die cut out. I'm going to add those to the front of the shed. And I'm going to add some of the florals that I've colored and die cut as well to those pots. And I'm going to add these all with dimensional adhesive onto the front of the shed to give the front of the card some dimension as well. This is the little sign, and that's part of the She Shed stamp set as well. I think that's super cute. And it's just going to go in that area on the door or the window. Now I'm going to add the string lights to the front of my She Shed here. I'm going to add these onto my card with some glue dots. And so I'm just going to add glue dots to 3 different areas on those string lights using my Honeybee Stamps tweezers to help me out here. I will apply those string lights just below the chandelier. I just thought that looked really cute. And just having fun decorating my She Shed at this point. And you can personalize your little shed however you'd like, and just make it however you'd like it to look. Now this is the hinge that I'm going to use for my card, and this is a die. I actually used a die from the House Builder card base set, and that honey cut set includes this hinge for the house, and I'm just going to size it down so that it will also work for my barn. So I've die cut it out of some white cardstock, and I'll just use my pencil here to help me decide how long I want that to be. I'll cut that down to size, and now I'm going to add to the 2 sides of this hinge some 1/8 of an inch double-sided adhesive. I'm going to add that to the 2 sections or 2 sides of that piece, my hinge here. You can see that this hinge has a score line in the center, which is perfect, and that die that's part of the House Builder honey cut set scores that piece for you so that it's perfect. It just makes a hinge perfectly for a shape card like this barn. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my craft pick to take the release paper off the back of that double-sided adhesive here, and then that'll be ready to add to my card base. Now I have gone ahead and cut the barn shape out of another piece of white cardstock. So at this point I have 2 barn shapes, and I'm going to adhere them together with this hinge. So I'm going to take that hinge, I'm going to add it to my card front. So you can just see I'm lining it up on the score line with the edge of the barn. And then I'm going to take the other barn shape and line that up with the scored edge there of my hinge. Stick those 2 together, just burnish them nicely using that hinge, and there you have a lovely hinged shape card in the shape of a barn She Shed. Super cute. So here you can just see I've got everything all put together now, and my card just hinges in the most lovely way, and I'm ready to add a few details to my card as well. I'm going to take some Wink of Stella. I'm going to add this to my curtains, and this is just some clear Wink of Stella, and it's just going to add a little bit of sparkle so that when you hold the card into the light, you'll just see this little bit of subtle shimmer on the curtains, which I think is really pretty. You could definitely add this to any of the elements that you've added to the She Shed. And I'm just going to add it to the curtains because I'm also going to add a little bit of stickles to my card as well. This is some diamond stickles, and I'm going to add those to my string lights, and I'm also going to add those to the candles on the chandelier. And I'm also going to add those to the florals in the pots at the front of my She Shed, just to add some little sparkle to the different areas on my card. So I'm just kind of checking out, seeing where else I want to add them. I believe I add that diamond stickles to the centers of the cards, a few of the leaves on this other pot here, a few of the little blooms. Super cute. Really love how that looks, and I love how the stickles just pick up the light just a little bit. It's just enough sparkle and shine. So now I'm going to take the little sign that I've stamped out. I've used my Copic markers and some cool grays to color that, and I'm going to take the She Shed stamp from the She Shed add-on stamp set, and I'm going to stamp that out with some black ink onto that sign, and I'm going to adhere that to the front of my shed to finish that off. And I'm going to add that on with some dimensional adhesive as well. Pardon me. This is the Inside Birthday stamp set, which is fantastic. So if you're looking for some really great sentiments for the insides of your birthday cards, this is a great set. I've stamped that out and used the coordinating die set to add the die to the inside of my card, and my card is finished, and I love how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you check the description box below for links to all of the products that I've used today. Have an amazing day, friends, and I'll see you next Friday for another project for Honeybee Stamps. Bye-bye.